His doctor said there is nothing we can do. 6 months later, his GFR went from 30 to 85. Here's exactly what he did. Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine and I've had the privilege and honor of helping many CKD patients change their health for the better. Some have completely reversed their kidney disease, gone from stage 4 back to stage 2. Others have seen improvements so shocking, their nephrologists literally ask them, "What the heck are you doing?" And yet, the vast majority of CKD patients today are still being told there is nothing we can do. Diet won't help. Just wait for dialysis. The result? The North American dialysis market size is projected to grow to a staggering 181 billion of US dollars by 2032, which is amazing if you are an investor looking to buy yourself a new yacht, but may look a bit frightening if you are a CKD patient. Most patients, they don't know what to do. Their doctors gave up on them. They're eating exactly wrong. And me, I'm sitting here and I'm really pissed off. Do you want to know why? Because science, actual published science, proves you can have a 90% success rate of improving your kidney function even in stage 5. Stage 5! Not slow the decline, not manage it, improve it. Science is very clear on this. But this mindset is not going to put money in the pockets of the investors, so most patients are still getting worse. Because here's the thing, there is no improving if you don't get your diet right first. There is no improving if your treatment is not on target. But most patients, they just don't know how to do that. Today, that changes. I'm revealing the 7 steps that give you a 90% chance of being one of the patients who improves, not stabilize, not maintain, improve. Let's see exactly how, starting with number 7, stop obsessing over what you can't eat. Start focusing on what saves your kidneys instead. Listen, I get it. If you are on a renal diet, you probably have a list of forbidden foods longer than your medical bills. No bacon, no cheese, no pizza, no joy. Every morning, you wake up thinking, I can't eat eggs. You spend the day avoiding bananas and tomatoes. You go to bed dreaming about the dessert you can't have. That's not a diet. That's psychological torture. But what if you flip the script? What if, instead of avoiding death, you started chasing life? Let me show you what I mean. Last week, a patient with diabetes and anemia asked me for help. Instead of instantly telling her to avoid sweets, I showed her this. This you see here is a kiwano or horn melon, and it may look like a medieval weapon, but it's actually a fruit from Africa that has some incredible health benefits for people with CKD. It's rich in antioxidants, vitamins, and fiber while being low in calories. But you can say that about basically any plant-based food. What makes this fruit special is its content of iron and vitamin C. These nutrients are key to fight anemia. And you see, when you eat iron-rich foods, you always want to add a source of vitamin C, which the kiwano already has. And all this while being low enough in potassium that any patient can add it to their diet. Yes, what an amazing fruit! And you can actually find it in the exotic fruit section of many larger supermarkets. Now, something else I always recommend patients with diabetes is bitter gourd. Now, this unsung hero of the produce aisle is a true game changer when it comes to diabetes. It may taste like regret and broken dreams, but somehow manages to fix your blood sugar better than the $500 a month medication your insurance barely covers. Look at this study. Diabetics eating bitter melon daily didn't just lower their HbA1c, They stopped the decline of their kidney function with just one veggie. I mean, isn't that incredible? But not everyone has diabetes, so what would I recommend for hypertension? Beets. Beets are, in my opinion, one of the healthiest veggies out there. A must for kidney patients because they really help lowering blood pressure. Beets are naturally high in nitrates, a very powerful vasodilator that will lower your blood pressure while helping the heart doing its job. And let's talk about another common issue many patients are facing: inflammation. If you are suffering from inflammation, you absolutely want some turmeric in your diet, preferably in the form of a golden milk that also includes some ginger, black pepper, and olive oil. The reason: inflammation is the bane of your kidneys, and this powerful combination of foods can quench the fires of inflammation like a skilled negotiator de-escalating a tense standoff. Something else I'm recommending more and more often is olive oil. This is especially effective for those patients that need to keep their weight on. And olive oil is also amazing at reducing the inflammation. Its effect is comparable to that of certain NSAIDs when taken regularly. Yeah, imagine ibuprofen that actually heals your kidneys instead of destroying them. And it's powerful. Now guys, when you look at these foods, imagine them in the context of a Mediterranean diet optimized for kidney patients. Because here's the thing, the new guideline for the renal diet literally demands a Mediterranean diet, and that's great. The Mediterranean diet is literally based on olive oil, and it should serve as a great starting point for any renal diet. Please look at this infographic. Wouldn't it be easier to follow a diet when you are focusing on what to eat every day instead that focusing on what to avoid? This diet is not about restriction, it's about abundance. The guideline says that you need to eat tons of fruit and vegetable if you want to improve your lipid profile, decrease body weight and blood pressure, and reduce net acid production. So, this is what I want you to think of when you don't know what to eat. Berries, citrus fruits, grapes, olives, cucumbers, eggplant, tomatoes, and leafy greens, including kale and spinach.
Wait, what?
Wait, spinach? But my doctor said... Yeah, let's talk about that. And this brings us to our number 6, the potassium lie that's been killing your kidneys. For decades, they told you to avoid potassium like it's radioactive. No bananas, no spinach, no tomatoes. Meanwhile, your blood pressure exploded. Your acid levels skyrocketed. Congratulations, you avoided bananas and destroyed your kidneys anyway. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but just a little bit. Because I know that the moment I say high potassium foods, half of you just made the sign of the cross and started speed dialing your nephrologist. But here's the thing about potassium. We found out years ago that telling every CKD patient to avoid potassium wasn't helping anyone. It was only making patients' blood pressure and acid levels worse. It's like finding out the monster under your bed was just your insurance statement the whole time. And you see, many doctors and dietitians are still forbidding potassium-rich foods for nothing. But now, everything changed. Today, the guideline, the rule book for CKD management is literally forbidding healthcare practitioners from telling all CKD patients to avoid high potassium foods. Forbidding, not discouraging.
Forbidding.
Look at the wording there. It says these foods need not to be restricted. Because here's the truth they don't tell you. Eating spinach and bananas doesn't actually cause high serum potassium levels. Nope. Instead, the real culprits are things like excess acid and blood pressure meds. Yeah, it's not the banana, it's the losartan. Yes, I know, it's bananas how the human body works. You eat a banana, it's fine. You take a pill that literally stops one of your body's main hormonal pathways. Yeah, watch all your electrolytes go high wire. But yeah, of course, let's blame your fruit salad. I mean, it's just like what we did in the 90s with cholesterol. Remember when eggs were Satan's breakfast? Your cholesterol is too high. Stop eating that egg for breakfast. Meanwhile, you were eating ice cream by the pint. But yeah, the egg was the problem. Now, this is not me telling you to switch your breakfast for 47 bananas. If your potassium is high right now, we fix that first. Then we bring back the foods that actually heal your kidneys. Because here is the thing, the days of one diet fits all are over. Your diet, it needs to be personalized. If you want to see a result and if you want to know how to build a complete meal plan that uses powerful foods like the ones I just showed you to actually improve your kidney function, I can help. This is what I do for my patients. I created personalized diets based on what you need to eat and not what you need to avoid. If you're ready to stop wondering what's helping and what's hurting, I can offer you a personalized approach based on your labs, your symptoms, your goals. I'll help you create a renal diet that works for you, not against you. If you are interested, send me an email at catherine@newhopeforkidneypatients.com or click the link in the description. CKD can be reversed, but only if you stop guessing and start taking steps in the right direction. Okay guys, time to talk about the silent killer your doctor isn't even testing for. Yes, number 5 is the next step that nobody talks about but could mean the difference between dialysis and freedom. Sit tight because I'm about to show you lab results that will make you furious. So let's talk about phosphorus, the forgotten child of kidney disease. Potassium gets all the attention, sodium gets the blame, and phosphorus, it's quietly cementing your arteries while everyone looks the other way. I'm not kidding. You won't believe how many serum phosphate tests I've had to order for patients who are already seeing a PCP and a nephrologist. So here's what makes me rage. Your phosphorus could be destroying your thyroid right now, turning your arteries into concrete, making your skin itch like you're covered in fire ants. And your doctor, they haven't tested it in months, maybe years. Why? Because the medical system decided they only have bandwidth for one mineral, and potassium won the popularity contest. Meanwhile, phosphorus is literally calcifying your organs from the inside out. Listen carefully. If you are in stage 3B or 4, you need phosphate testing every 3 months. Not yearly, not when we get around to it, every 3 months. And here's the kicker, we have medications that work, binders that actually stop this nightmare. But they only work if someone prescribes them, and that's a big if. And of course, even if you are already taking a medication, a phosphate binder, you still have to cut phosphorus from your diet, alright? I'm telling you this because I see a lot of confusion when it comes to phosphorus. Some patients think they can eat steak covered in cheese as much as they want if they take a phosphate binder. But that's not how it works. Others have been told to cut veggies that have phosphorus in them. Again, that's not how it works. Don't cut veggies, cut steak and cheese. Do you remember what I was saying about eating lots of fruit and veggies if you want to improve? Well, this also includes stuff that has some phosphorus in it. Because here's the thing, not all phosphorus is created equal. Your body barely absorbs natural phosphorus from plant-based foods. But animal protein and packaged foods, that's literal kidney toxin. Now, with animal-based foods, things are simple. You just avoid them. But with packaged foods, it's trickier. You have to become a food label detective and avoid anything with phosphoric acid, sodium polyphosphate, pyrophosphate, or anything else with phos in it. So here's the rule. See phos anywhere on the label, put it back. There is no safe amount when your kidneys are on the line. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about a topic that's very dear to my long-time subscribers. Number 4, the vitamin crisis that's accelerating your kidney failure. Fact, 8 out of 10 CKD patients are taking vitamins completely wrong, and it's literally killing them. Let's say you are following a plant-based diet that's perfect for your kidneys, but guess what plants don't give you? Vitamin B12, vitamin D, the exact vitamins that keep your kidneys alive. Meanwhile, your neighbor without kidney disease, popping multivitamins like candy. Your doctor told you vitamins are dangerous. The result? Up to 80% of CKD patients have a vitamin D deficiency. No, this is not something I am making up on this spot. This is a real study I am showing you. And please note that I've said deficiency here, right? Not insufficiency, not a little low, deficiency. We're talking severe fatigue, protein spilling into your urine, your CKD shifting into turbo mode, and your bones, they're now as strong as decorative glass. One strong sneeze and you're basically a human jigsaw puzzle. But hey, at least your insurance saved $5 on that vitamin D bottle, right? How do we avoid this? First of all, take your renal multivitamin. Then, if you are taking a multivitamin, get the test done for vitamin D levels, because if you're wondering why doctors keep saying CKD can't be improved, well, that's because 80% of their patients are vitamin deficient zombies. Okay guys, let's move on to another kidney saving supplement that for some reason will leave some doctors scared and confused. Number 3 is taking keto analogues. So today we are talking about essential steps to beat kidney disease. And you know what? Keto analogues are now considered one of them. Now, if you still don't know what keto analogues are, please ask your doctor. Okay, just kidding. Here's what keto analogues really are. Protein without the poison. All the amino acids your body needs. Zero kidney stress, no phosphorus bombs, no acid attacks, no uremic toxins. It's like getting the benefits of a steak without actually eating the cow. And here's the bombshell right from the new guideline for CKD management. There is a big shift in the last update to the KDIGO practical guideline about how to prescribe the renal diet. We went from strongly reduced protein intake in patients without diabetes and just reducing protein intake in patients with diabetes to try and convince all your patients that protein is the literal devil on earth, and that even thinking about steak is now considered a capital sin. You might think I'm joking here, right? But please read what's on screen right now. Here's what it says. In adults with CKD who are willing and able, consider prescribing a very low protein diet, 0.3 to 0.4 gram per kilogram, supplemented with keto analogues. Now, why am I convinced this is a once-in-a-generation shift? First of all, because the guideline doesn't mention diabetes anymore. They used to say diabetics need more protein, right? Wrong. That's been deleted, erased, memory hold. Now, it's 0.3 for everyone, diabetic or not. If you look at what the KDIGO is now recommending, they are talking about 0.3 to 0.4 grams of protein per kilogram of ideal body weight in every single CKD patient. They don't mention diabetes anymore. What we should prescribe now is 0.3 to 0.4 grams per kilogram. Now guys, 0.3 to 0.4 is crazy low. Even when you completely cut every single animal food from your diet, and even if you are being very strict with avoiding high protein plant-based food such as legumes, nuts, and seeds, you are probably still getting about 0.6 to 0.9 grams per kilogram. But now, they want you to start getting just 0.3 to 0.4 grams of protein per kilogram. That is like eating fried air and prayers, guys. Why this insane restriction? Because here's the brutal math. Every gram of protein you cut equals months added to your kidney life. Years if you start this diet soon enough. It's that simple, that direct, that powerful. So if you're serious about improving your GFR, not maintaining, improving, you need keto analogs. You need that very low protein diet. Or you need to accept that you're choosing convenience over kidneys. Your call. Step number 2, let's do a reality check. How can you have a 90% chance of reversing your GFR decline? Look, I'm not going to lie to you. Not everyone beats kidney disease. But science is screaming the truth. Most people can avoid dialysis. Any stage, any age, any situation. And you know what can make all the difference between being able to improve or ending up in dialysis? Getting informed. Putting your health in first place. It's information and action. When you combine everything I teach you, when you actually do this stuff instead of just watching, that's when the magic happens. Because for the first time in your life, you're putting your health first. Not your job, not your bills, not someone else, your kidneys. And that's something 90% of people never do until it's too late. That's your 90% success rate right there. But there is one more thing that separates the survivors from the victims of the system. Number 1, be your own advocate. Because I can hear you now. Catherine, why are you yelling at us? Yell at the doctors, the insurance companies, the healthcare industry. You are right, they suck. But here's the cold, hard truth. They're not going to change, ever. I'm not for the better, so you have to. Let me introduce you to the most powerful weapon in medicine, patient advocacy. It's not complicated. You get educated, you get loud, you get what you need. Because here's what nobody tells you. Your doctor has 2,000 other patients. Your insurance company has shareholders to please. But you've got one body, one life, one chance. No one knows your body like you do. No one cares about your kidneys like you do. And if you don't fight for them, they'll die quietly while everyone else counts their money. When you know your stuff, when you understand that your anemia is destroying your kidneys, you don't ask for a hemoglobin test. You demand it. You don't hope for iron supplements. You insist on them. EPO injections, you know when you need them and you don't take no for an answer. Wait and see becomes test me now. There is nothing we can do becomes try harder or find me someone who will. Insurance won't cover it becomes then find another way. Here's the stat that should be tattooed on every kidney patient's arm. Patients who advocate for themselves have 300% better outcomes, not 30%, 300%. The difference between dialysis and freedom, it's not just diet and supplements, it's having the balls to stand up and say, this is my life and I'm taking control. Every question you ask, every test you demand, every treatment you fight for, that's not being difficult, that's being alive. Because polite patients get dialysis, loud patients get results. And I want to end the video with that, but if you want more kidney saving advice, my video appears for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!